Yes, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful hello to everyone that's joining us again, and welcome to another brand new episode of Lead Now. Gotta get the hands in. Gotta get the hands in. This is my favorite part, Anton. You know that. I gotta say it, you know. But to all our viewers back at home, just in case you don't know, this amazing show is all about covering the significant aspects around the concept of leadership. And I go by the name of Rendani Chibuda, a.k.a. Randy, your number one MC. And I'm rolling with
Anton, a.k.a. Anton.
And if you've just joined us on this amazing series, we're covering the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership by Dr. John C Maxwell, who also deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic content right here. And I hope you're enjoying it. I mean, we're in our double figures right now. Today, we're on leadership law number 12, which is the law of empowerment. So, Anton, without wasting any time, let's talk about it. I know this one is a favorite of yours, or one of the favorites. Yeah?
Well, before I speak about this law, I just want to say, you got to remember there's 21 laws.
Yes.
So that means there's 21 different episodes in this series.
Yeah.
You know, so if you are watching this one, then it means that we've already had 11 episodes that you might have missed.
Yeah.
You know, that's out there waiting for you, which are really significant.
100%.
And the reason I'm mentioning it, because what I've realized is that all these laws actually have a few things in common.
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to see this golden thread that runs through all of it.
Come on.
But now, the law of empowerment,
Yeah.
right, is one of my favorites. And the thing is, when you talk about empowerment, what does it mean? It means I give power.
Yes.
Okay. So I give power to myself. I give power to the other people in my organization. I give power to my industry.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's about empowering. In other words, giving the tools necessary to become successful.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I love that. Now, they say you can't give what you don't have, right? So how does one empower himself or herself?
Just a second before I talk about yourself.
Yeah.
There's a scale that I have developed, a leadership, let's call it a model of evaluation for leaders.
Okay.
And one of those scales have got empowerment versus control on the two ends. So it's literally like when I'm talking empowerment, on the one side, it's if I fully empower, and the other side is if I fully control.
Okay.
So for me to empower a person more, I have to release a little bit of control towards that person. Okay. And if I want to control a person, I have to release power to that person. So they're standing on the opposite sides. Okay. So it doesn't mean I don't want to release total control and just give everything and just walk away. That's a laissez-faire leader.
Yes.
Okay. So I want to empower this person and then also hold the person accountable to certain outcomes. That is good leadership. Okay, so my thing in terms of leadership is I want to give you, I want to equip you, I want to raise you up.
Yes.
And then give you a framework to measure your performance. And that framework is how I hold you accountable to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
Right. Now we can talk about the individual. Right. So what was your question again?
Going back to you can't give what you don't have. So how does one empower themselves first? It has to start with the individual. That's my, prediction in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does one empower themselves?
Okay. It starts with taking ownership of your own life.
Yes.
Okay. So the concept of leadership in this world basically says that I have to lead this life first.
Okay.
Before I can lead others.
Yes.
Okay. So I must become the person that I was created to be. I must become the leader that I would love to follow. So I have to empower myself. How do I empower myself? By giving myself the tools that I need to become a successful leader of my own life.
Okay.
So I pretty much need to sort my own stuff out first.
Yeah.
Understand? So I need to work through my own issues. I need to establish who I am, and I need to set myself on a path to success. So it starts with me.
Yes.
Right. And then I also need to give myself the tools.
Yes.
That is why it's so important that we keep on improving ourselves.
Yes.
You know, you are never going to reach a point where you made.
Yeah.
Where you're perfect. Okay. It doesn't happen. You can always learn more.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 51 years old now. I know I look 20, but I'm actually 51 already.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm still learning new stuff every day, and that's what I try to do. I try to go out there with the intention every day of making myself a better person.
Okay.
That is how I empower myself.
Yeah.
So read,
Yes.
go on courses,
Yes.
speak to people.
Yeah.
Learn from others.
Yeah.
That is how you empower yourself.
Yeah. So dedicate time and energy into your own self-development.
That is so true. I mean, how do you do it, Randy?
Yeah.
What do you do to develop yourself?
I think I've learned this, and this is the secret: repetition. Repetition is the secret to mastery. So I continuously do it over and over, especially if I'm trying to really be good at something, you know, and develop myself. I continuously do it over and over. It brings me back to CPD, continuous professional development. I had to squeeze it in there. Yes. But I think that's what the gist of the conversation is. You got to dedicate time to yourself, and empowerment requires time and commitment and consistency.
Yes.
So since we're speaking about it, but what does it mean to empower other people? Because we looked at it from empowering yourself. Now let's talk about empowering other individuals.
Okay, so you are working with people.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's what leadership is.
Yeah.
Right. So
100%.
when we speak about leadership, it first starts I am leading my own life, and then once I do that effectively, I can lead other people.
Yes.
So you are going to work with other people, whether that be in your family or at work or wherever. There's people in your team.
Yeah.
Right. So now you want to equip and empower those people. So what do? You literally give them the power. So you give them the tools to be successful. You raise them up, you train them up, you help them with resources, and then you give them their tasks, their roles and responsibilities, that they know what they are responsible for. And then you give them the outcomes that you are going to hold them accountable to. What you don't do is you don't give them this hand that's over them that controls them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That is not empowering. So the moment I start controlling people, right, then I'm taking away their authority and I'm taking away their accountability. So if I ask you to do something, and now I'm telling you how to do it, and every day I am checking over your shoulder that you've done it the way I said you have to do it.
Micromanaging.
Yes, then what I'm doing is I'm taking away the accountability from you onto me. So now I cannot hold you accountable. I cannot come to you, and this outcome was not reached, so it's your fault. It's not. It's my fault.
So would you say it requires trust?
Yes, absolutely.
Give and then trust in the process as well.
But what are you trusting? You are trusting yourself. So if I'm empowering you, right, and now I'm giving you the role and responsibility and the outcomes I want you to achieve, then I am trusting the fact that I've trained you up properly and I've empowered you and I've given you the equipment to do it successfully.
100%. 100%.
Right. So it goes exactly against that concept of, there are some people who say, if you want something done well, do it yourself. Okay. Yeah, that might be true.
Saying,
That might be true.
Yeah.
But if you're going to have that kind of mindset in life, then you're not going to achieve greatness.
Yeah.
Because you cannot walk the path of greatness alone.
Come on.
Okay. The path of greatness is walked as a team. It's walked with people. Right.
Oh.
The audience can come in here.
Come
That's
on,
a good sign.
that's what I was waiting for. I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to empower my team, and I have to give them what they need to become successful.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Okay.
That's what good leaders do.
Yeah. There's always a ripple effect in anything we do. I would assume same goes with empowering people.
Yes.
Now, what are the benefits of empowering people? What are the results? What are the expected outcomes?
The first thing is I raise up leaders.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you will find, and some of the later laws that we are still going to discuss talk about this, the law of reproductivity.
Yeah.
But for you to really leave a legacy in this world, you want to take yourself and magnify what you do. And the only way you can magnify yourself and what you do is by raising other people to do it not just as well as you, but even better.
Yes.
That is how I change the world. I have to actually give my power over to you. Yeah. And by doing that, I actually multiply the power. Yeah. Because I'm not just giving it to you, I'm giving it to you and you and you. Yes. And I am literally taking myself and I'm multiplying myself by 3.
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at this. Let's imagine now that at the School of Leadership, right, I was the only leader who could have contact with the kids. Then it means that my impact would be limited to my physical presence.
Yes.
So literally there are 365 days in the year. So if I am at a specific place on a day, then it means I can only reach 365 different schools, for
Yes.
argument's sake.
Yes.
And let's say there's 1,000 kids at that school, then it means there's 365,000 children that I have reached in the year. By spreading myself so thin that I go to one school a day, which is actually a waste of my time because nothing happens in a day.
Yes.
It's all about what happening daily.
Process. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
But now, let's imagine now that I get 3 guys under me, and I send them out to three different schools. Then I'm taking that 365,000 and I'm multiplying it by 3.
Yeah.
You understand?
100%.
Then how much is that? 365,000 times 3. It's more than 1 million. So immediately I'm reaching more than 1 million.
Yeah.
Now there are 60 million people in South Africa. Right. So I need to do that. Those guys must then raise up leaders who's going to work with them.
Ripple effect.
A ripple effect. That's the only way we can reach everybody.
Yeah.
So if we really want to make an impact in this world, we cannot walk it alone.
Yeah.
I have to raise up other leaders.
Yeah.
So it's important that the guys I bring into my inner circle are strong enough that I can equip them and empower them that they could be even greater.
Yeah.
That is really what we are working towards.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that.
Secondly, when I empower, I'm also strengthening the team.
Yes.
So if I am taking 3 guys in my team and I am equipping them and working with them and empowering them, I'm using the number 3 now, but they say the best size for a team at an executive level to operate is 8 people.
Okay. I
So-
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I'm learning as well.
So apparently you can work with up to 8 people and then work with them effectively,
Okay.
as a mentor.
Okay.
And but now imagine I develop each of those 8 people, and they become great. Then my team becomes great.
Yeah.
It's like that whole concept of people saying there's no I in team. There are I's in team. Every single individual in the team matters. We got to develop them. We got to raise them up. That is really what it's about.
I love
And
that.
then when that team becomes better, then what happens to productivity?
It increases.
Yes.
It goes to another level.
So immediately the productivity of the
Yeah.
team
yeah.
increases. It becomes better.
Yeah.
So it just makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Right. And then in the process,
Yeah.
because I am empowering you and I'm equipping you,
Yeah.
what happens to your attitude towards me? Right? You actually respect me as a leader and you want to follow me as a leader.
Yes. Yes.
And that is what we want as well.
Yeah.
The leaders who are not followed, who are not respected, are those who do not give power.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that.
Yes.
Which brings me to the next question. It's obvious that we raise up people by empowering them. But
Yes.
now, why would any leader choose or have hesitation when it comes to empowering other people? Why would I want to limit or not share that? What would cause that?
Firstly, some guys feel threatened. So, I've worked with very, very, very strong leaders in my team.
Yeah.
And when a guy is really strong, and he's really performing well, you can start feeling intimidated by this person's success and achievements, if I put it that way.
Yeah.
So what I've always done in my life is when I see a guy achieving like that, then I actually congratulate myself because it means I've done a good job with that guy. But not everyone thinks like that.
Yeah.
I've seen people who actually become threatened
Yeah.
by guys like that. In other words, there's actually some guys that follow this management style of the moment there's someone that rises up and is successful, then I'll take a hammer and beat them like that. Okay. Well, cut their legs off that they become a little bit,
They're a threat to my position.
Yes, yes. So now you think that this guy who's excelling is going to overtake you as a leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
Insecurities, right?
That is what happened to Shaka Zulu. Right. Shaka Zulu was an excellent leader in the sense of what he was able to do with his people and how he raised up the Zulu nation and really expanded the territory and what. But Shaka Zulu was insecure. And the moment there was a leader in his area who started rising, right, he would cut him down. He will get rid of him.
Yeah.
The only guy he trusted was his brother Dangan, his half-brother.
Yeah.
And Dangan's the guy that killed him eventually.
We betrayed him.
Okay, yes. And you can go look at that. Same thing with, there are so many leaders in history who's done that. So they had this potential to really build an empire.
Yeah.
But they destroy the leadership that's going to take over from them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they feel threatened.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is one of the first things why people do it. The second thing is some guys are resistant to change. They don't want change in the organization. That is the worst thing because things are going to change.
Yeah, things transform on a daily.
It either changes for the better or it changes for the worst.
Yeah.
So now I don't want change. Okay. If I don't drive change, it's going to drive me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I don't drive it and I say, okay, let's move up, because improvement is change.
Yes.
If I don't drive improvement, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to decrease.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt me. So I can't have that. And then the last thing is, some guys lack self-worth. So they do not feel good about who they are. Sorry, I just knocked my microphone.
It's the
I
passion.
apologize to
It's
everybody.
the passion.
They don't feel good about who they are as individuals. And therefore, they feel better when they break other people down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't empower, they pull back.
And that's what causes limitation.
Yes.
And I think it's so powerful that you say that. And just that's why he's my guru, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I learned. He's empowered me so much. I sit here today. I'm not blowing his horn, you know. I'm standing here as a person who's developed and who's continuously developing because of this law of empowerment. It's practical when it comes to us. So I don't know if I've ever thanked you for that, for empowering me.
Thank you. That's what I'm there for.
Just a reminder to our listeners, we are unpacking the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership by Dr. John C. Maxwell. It is leadership law number 12, the law of empowerment. Anton, to wrap it up, words of wisdom around this law of empowerment?
Right. I've seen, with coaching especially, the effect of the law of empowerment. So I've had the privilege of working with coaches in my career. And one specific guy, I've raised him up over a period of 6 years. And he's actually a better rugby coach than what I am now. But if you look at some of the World Cup plans and procedures that was in place, you had Graham Henry, the All Black coach.
Yes.
Right? Who achieved the World Cup win in 2012. Was it 2012 or 2011?
Yeah.
2011?
Yeah, 2011.
Anyway, his assistant coach was a guy called Steve Hansen. So the two of them lost the World Cup in 2007.
Yeah.
Right? Then they won in 2011, and after 2011, he was able to retire, and Steve Hansen took over.
Yes.
Right? And Steve Hansen then won the next World Cup.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that is the law of empowerment. In other words, Graham Henry empowered Steve Hansen to be able to do that. Same now with Rassie.
Yeah.
Rassie has been coaching, Rassie Erasmus has been coaching for many years, and he's had this right-hand man behind him the whole time, Jacques Nienaber, that he entrusted with certain responsibilities. And now actually what's he done is he's taken a different role as the director of rugby at South Africa, and Jacques Nienaber is now empowered to run the Springbok team. Yeah. That is how I do it. So I carry on my legacy by empowering my people. Yeah. That is really what I do. So when I empower others, I make myself stronger and I make my team stronger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And what I want to say to you in conclusion, if you do not empower your people, you become the lead on your team.
Come on.
So you are the guy that holds them back from success if you do not empower. So if you empower, this is what happens. Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Right. Beautiful.
Come on. I love that. I mean, there's no better way to end it off. It's the law of empowerment, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a big shout out to Dr. John C. Maxwell. Thank you for the content. And a big shout out to the School of Leadership. Do make sure you keep in touch with us, engage us, because we want to empower you.
Yes.
Thank you for a fantastic episode of Lead Now.
We've hoped you've enjoyed this episode of Lead Now, proudly brought to you by the School of Leadership Africa. Please remember to follow us on our social media. You can find us on Facebook at the School of Leadership and also on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at SoulAfrica_ZA. Thanks for tuning in.